The College Companion spreadsheet features two primary data pages, and I'd like to share those with you now. So on this tab here, this is the college list data. This is going to have a lot of data pulled from both iPads from the Department of Education and individual data from common data sets right now about 230 colleges and adding. So the way this works, these are set up as groupings, and you can simply click on the plus sign above to expand the group. So this first group is just your notes. You can add your own notes or comments about the college. Students can put comments. You can identify reaches. Students can indicate if they visited campus, etc. So that one is just a place for adding individual notes, but the rest of the columns are all populated automatically with data from, like I said, iPads or the common data set. Right here in column E, you'll see when the data was last updated. So the data gets updated behind the scenes by me several times a year. So iPads has major updates 3 times a year. When they update, I can update the spreadsheet behind the scenes. You don't have to do anything. It just happens. So let's look at the data. I'm going to actually expand all the column groups and just kind of go through what is included. And there's a lot of data here. So you have the websites. If it has the common data set, you'll see the year that it was pulled and the URL, which can be really handy. And then just your basic information, student life, demographics, admission stats. So this includes both the admissions total, but in addition, it has the early decision rates, percent of class filled, in-state and out-of-state, and international acceptance rates. If it has a wait list data. Most of this is all included from the common data set, so you can see on the spreadsheet where the data comes from. You have your standardized testing, the policies, as well as percent submitting scores and average scores. You have the class rank and GPA. This is pulled from the common data set for the colleges that include this data. This is really nice for those middle of the road students that are kind of looking above their academic profile colleges to look at some of this data and share that with them. And then the admissions factors. So these are selected factors that are included on the common data set, including demonstrated interest and if they consider an interview, as well as some additional factors. The distribution of core requirements, this can be really nice, especially for foreign language. I know that conversation comes up a lot. And then you have the cost and financial aid. So you have information coming from iPads with the cost of attendance, need and merit-based aid combined, and then from the common data set, merit aid information, need-based information, international information, as well as requirements. And then the last section here is something that is dynamic. I will teach you how to add your own notes for any individual college. So if you have something you have set up, I have an example here with UT Austin. I can click here and there's some information about UT Austin. So this is, I call it IEC notes. You can change the name. This is for anything that you want to include on your own. And again, the course will teach you how to do that. So this, like I said, there's a lot of data here. I'll collapse these again so you can see the different categories. This is all customizable. So you would have all the data, but then you can go through and delete columns if you don't think you need them. On student sheets, you would always have the master and you could add them back if you need to. That's pretty easy to do, and I'll show you how to do that. The second page is the application tracker. So this is set up similarly. So you have the different columns, and this is to help you guide your students through the whole process from the time they apply to when they get their results. So this first section here, I'll expand all groups again. This first section, there's your data from the Common App grid, requirements grid. So this is pulled directly from the requirements grid. You can scroll through and see what is required very quickly. So this column here, it's not a complete list. There's a disclaimer, but I'm adding colleges that have priority deadlines. And then you can get to the application plan. So this is where you might want to customize this for what you want. But students can enter their deadlines, what they're applying, any target deadlines, the college questions. I like them to do these individually. I've actually added a column here, which is something you can do with, for notes. These are my notes and my comments. So as I'm reviewing, if they have this as needs review and I see a mistake, I can just type it right in here. And then when we meet again, or the student can check that out and take care of that. So you can see again, some of the ways I have this set up. Some of the data, if it's shaded in gray, comes from that college list data. So here's the interview policy, and then you can add any notes or, keep track of your student's interview. Any of these columns can, again, be modified. So if you have students that aren't, if you're not working with students with performing arts, you can delete those for their tab. You can enter student scores here, and here's the average SAT and ACT. You can also go back to the college list and see more data there. Teacher recommendations. If the school requires the SRAR, then you have that information along with the link to their website on for domestic students on what the website language is for the SRAR. And then here's a place for scholarships. So there's not any data imported here, but it's a place for you to track scholarships. After students submit, then you can go through and have them put their applicant portal link. It's up to you if you want to keep these fields with the username and passwords, and then check the status and track notes. So it's kind of nice to have this all in one place so you know exactly when your students have, all of theirs are in review and they've checked their status, and when you can come back to that. And then there's a financial aid tab with checklists, and it does pull in if they require the CSS profile or additional information. And then at the end of the season, they can put their decision. You can put notes, scholarship offers, student decisions, whatever you want. So this, like I said, let me collapse these again so you can see. I think this is something, I've tried to be thorough, but you may have a different process and have other things you want to check off. But the important thing is that you have all the data in one place and a place to take notes for all of your students. So when you're working with your students, it makes it really easy to monitor their progress. So let me go back to the college list tab and show you a little bit about how you can modify these. So first of all, to select a college, let me show you how quickly that works. If you select a college, you can actually start typing a few letters and it'll narrow down that list, and you can select the college and boom, the data is right there that quickly. No going out and having to copy and paste the data. So you have all of the data. If you want to move data around, so for example, the acceptance rate, maybe you want to put it right here by the admission chances, you could do that pretty easily. I'm going to show you how to move like percent women and percent men. Maybe you like the idea of that being with the demographics. So you can select those columns and then just slide them over I'll just put it at the front, and there they are. The columns are moved. The color, you might want to adjust the color if you want to keep it the same, but the data follows. So when you move the column, it follows. So you can even make a copy. So let me show you the overall admission rate. Maybe you want to keep it here, but you want to make a copy. You can insert a column to the right and then just select here, copy, and then the new column and paste, and you will see that now you have duplicated that column. And this column now, if you want to move it, you can move it. You can even copy that, and let's say you want that on the application tracker. Maybe you want it on the admissions plan, so application plan, sorry. So you can do the same thing. You can insert one column right. Now I had already copied, so I'm just going to paste, and there's my admissions rate on this tab as well. So there's a lot of flexibility with the data. So you've got the data, you've got a lot of data. You can decide how you want to use it, what you want to keep. During the course, I show you how to do all of this, move things around. And like I said, the data gets updated automatically behind the scenes. So these two tabs are really powerful, a huge time saver. It's so nice to just have the data updated automatically and customizable for your practice and your students. So you can customize a master for your practice and then individual for your students as needed to simplify it a little bit, because there is a lot of information on both of these. In the Notion page, so at collegecompanion.notion.site, there's a place where you can try the sample. You can just click on this, view the sample. It has all of the data points, but a limited number of colleges. So you can try it out and spend a little more time seeing what is included. This Notion page also has the pricing. So if you scroll down, you will see you can get the full College Companion spreadsheet, or you can just get the data sheets only. So the most up-to-date pricing will be included here. In addition, you have access to the course. I'm sure you will find the course to be really helpful. You'll learn a lot about spreadsheets, and it will take you through videos to show you exactly what to do. I'm also available to meet with anyone one-on-one to help customize or troubleshoot with this process. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. Thank you.